welcome speech from the Rector of Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, represented by Vice Rector for Academic and Student Affairs, who will also officially open this year's Global Partnership Forum. Bapak Profesor Sonino Prembi, PhD, the floor is yours.
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to you all, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, represented by Professor Dr. Eng Yudi Dharma, Honorable Speakers, esteemed partner, Vice Rector, Dean, Director of Directorate, Vice Dean, Head of International Office, committees, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. It is with an honor for me and pleasure to deliver these remarks on behalf of the Rector of Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta at the opening of the Global Partnership Forum 2025. This annual event is a significant occasion for us, not only to strengthen our existing network and collaboration, but also to initiate new partnerships that support the advance of education, research, innovations, and institutional development. The Global Forum reflects UNY's commitment to build meaningful, impactful, and sustainable relationships with partners from both within Indonesia and across the globe. This year's forum is designed as a platform of appreciation to our partners who have worked hand in hand with us through collaboration and innovation. At the same time, it serves as a gateway to connect with new partners by showcasing UNY's diverse research output, creative innovation, and professional services. We are fully aware that despite this being the second year of GLOSIP and the through preparation made by our organizing team, may still be aspects that fall short of expectation. We humbly welcome your constructive feedback and suggestion, which will be invaluable for us in improving future edition of this forum. This morning, we are also honored to carry out a very important part of today's agenda, the signing of Memorandum of Understanding with several distinguished partners who are present with us. This moment is not only ceremonial, it is the beginning of a new chapter of collaboration grounded in mutual respect and shared vision for progress. On behalf of Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all participants, contributors, and supporters of GLOSIP 2025. Your presence and engagement mean a great deal to us, and we look forward to building even stronger collaboration in the years to come. And by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, with the spirit of partnership, I officially open the 2025 GLOSIP Forum. May this forum lead to impactful collaboration and shared success. Thank you, and may this forum be fruitful and inspiring for all of us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We would also invite Bapak Profesor Sonino Prembi, PhD, to officially open the Global Partnership Forum by striking the gong instrument, accompanied by Vice Rectors for RKSU and USD, and the Director of DKSU, Bapak Dr. Darmono. Followed by the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, we would like to invite Managing Partner of Click Education, Mr. Simon Yokoan, Director of PT Pimat International Transsearch, Mr. P. Benny Benjamin, Executive Secretary, Yayasan Pendidikan Mentari Ilmu Karawang, Mr. Wawan Sukwana, MOA between Walailak University, represented by Assistant Professor Dr. Kiki Julie Anggoro, and Dean of Faculty of Languages, Art and Cultures. Managing Partner of Click Education, Mr. Simon Yokoan, Director of PTP Med International Transsearch, Mr. P. Benny Benjamin, Executive Secretary, Yayasan Pendidikan Mentari Ilmu Karawang, Mr. Wawan Sukwana, and MOA between Walailak University, represented by Assistant Professor Dr. Kiki Julie Anggoro, and Dean of Faculty of Languages, Art and Cultures. Followed by photo session. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have the honor of hearing keynote speech from the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, represented by Professor Dr. Eng Yudi Dharma. Good morning, Prof. Yudi. Can you hear my voice? Prof. Yudi, can you hear my voice? Because we can't hear you yet. Okay, we are still waiting for Professor Dr. Eng Yudi Dharma to join with us through Zoom meeting. Let us wait for about 3 minutes.
Yogyakarta has witnessed the celebration of students' excellence. I went through this journey at Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, a home for educators and pioneers of national civilization. A place with desirable facilities to develop competent and dependable future generation. Designed and modern facilities as a medium for exploring cross-generational potential. Thoroughly designed by dedicated and qualified individuals. Yogyakarta has witnessed the celebration of students' excellence. I went through this journey at Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, a home for educators and pioneers of national civilization. A place with desirable facilities to develop competent and dependable future generation. Designed and modern facilities as a medium for exploring cross-generational potential. Thoroughly designed by dedicated and qualified individuals.
While we are waiting, let us see Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta company's profile.
A passionate spirit to fight for victory. Always accepting your uniqueness. Creating works with sincerity and freedom of exploration. Applying knowledge and providing benefits to others. of responsibility with a vision to promote localism to the global world. Continuing to be creative in line with the developments in technology on all fronts.
Good morning, Prof. Yudi. Can you hear me? Prof. Yudi, can you hear me? Okay, I think he's here. We are very honored to have you here to be our keynote speech. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear keynote speech from Prof. Yudi. Okay, Prof. Dr. Eng Yudi Dharma, the time is yours. I'm sorry, Prof. Yudi, I think you are still in a mute position. Could you please unmute?
Ya Mbak,
Ya, I can hear you. Bisa dengar. Halo.
Good morning, Prof. Yudi. Can you hear me?
Apakah ini sudah dimulai
Yeah,
atau?
yeah. We can hear you now. Okay. The time is yours.
Mas Rivi bisa ditanyakan mungkin?
sudah terdengar Pak dari saya Pak. Tapi mungkin eh, ya Mbak, punten untuk dari yang UNY-nya mungkin bisa di unmute ya, karena tidak terdengar suaranya.
Ya, kita sudah unmute, Pak.
Nah, tolong dikasih tahu kalau sudah harus mulai ya.
Ya. Silahkan, Pak. Silahkan dimulai, Bapak. Kita sudah bisa mendengar. Halo.
Maaf, saya nggak dengar suaranya ya.
Selamat pagi, Prof. Yudi. Selamat pagi, Prof. Yudi. Sudah bisa mendengarkan suara kami? Prof?
Suara kita terdengar, suara mereka nggak terdengar.
Oh gitu.
Nah, jadi Bapak langsung ini aja Pak, paparan
Baik.
aja.
Apakah suara saya bisa didengar, Bapak Ibu di
Bisa, Bapak,
Yogyakarta?
bisa. Oke.
Bisa dengar? Bagus, baik. Kalau gitu saya mulai saja mungkin ya.
Yes, please.
Mohon maaf ini saya nggak dengar dari sananya.
Yes, please.
Baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan Rahayu. Your Excellency, Rector of University Negeri Yogyakarta, Prof. Dr. Sumaryanto, 5 rectors, dean, and all members of all leadership at University Negeri Yogyakarta, esteemed lecturers, researchers, and academic staff of University Negeri Yogyakarta, honored guests and colleagues whom I cannot mention one by one, and of course, dear students whom I am truly proud of. Let us begin our expressing our deepest gratitude to the Almighty. It is through His grace that we are able to gather here today at University Negeri Yogyakarta in an atmosphere filled with energy and optimism to take part in the 25th Global Partnership Forum. This forum stands as the vital space for academics, professionals, policymakers, and global partners to foster stronger, more impactful collaborations. First, allow me to convey the minister's apology that coincidentally, at the same time, there was another activity that could not be missed. Hopefully, it doesn't reduce the meaning of this event. I'm Yuri Dharma, the Director of Dissemination and Utilization of Science and Technology, Ministry of Higher Education and Science and Technology, Republic of Indonesia. On behalf of the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology of Republic Indonesia, I would like to extend our sincere appreciations to Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta for initiating this important event. This forum is not merely a venue for discussions, it is a learning ecosystem where transformative ideas are born through open dialogue and cross-sector collaborations. The theme chosen this year, Moving Multiplex is Synergy Forward for Stronger Global Partnership, could not be more timely. We live in the era that demands solutions that transcends disciplinary, national, and institutional boundaries. Only through inclusive and sustainable partnership, we can respond effectively to today's most pressing global challenge, ranging from climate change and technological inequality to the urgent need to transform higher educational system. Dear distinguished guests, the next slide, please. We are from the Directorate Dissemination and Utilization of Science and Technology. Can we move to the next slide? Next. Somebody can hear me? Sorry. Yes. So we are from the Directorate of Dissemination and Utilization of Science and Technology, currently also have various programs that aim to transform the use of science and technology toward the formation of knowledge-based society. These are some of our process flow, which also highly uphold the value of partnership and cooperations. The transformation of science and technology toward the knowledge-based society is anchored in a collaborative approach, starting from the key input like policy, human resources, partnership, and infrastructure. The program focuses on the dissemination, ecosystem, development, and science diplomacy. And in the short term, it aims to raise public awareness and position of university as driver of innovations. This lead to medium-term outcome, such as improved community productivity and integration of science and into daily life. Ultimately, through sustained cross-sector collaborations, the long-term goal to develop a rational citizen science-based society supported by inclusive and sustainable science and technology ecosystem. Next slide, please. The transformation of collaborative research program funded by LPDP reflect a systematic and phased approach in aligning science and technology with regional development priority. It phase build upon the lesson and outcome of the previous. Currently, we are in the Berdikari 1, ongoing, the red ones, phase, with focus on applied research based on local potential to strengthen community economies and improve industrial competitiveness. This ongoing program is grounded in the ecosystem mapping and partnership analysis conducted during the 23rd and 24th period under the Partnership Ecosystem Program. That phase helped identify regional needs, innovation gap, and key local stakeholders, serving as the foundation of more targeted and impactful collaboration in Berdikari 1, with around 100 research teams supported and budget around 40 billion rupiah. This stage play a crucial role in turning mapping potential into real technological solution through inclusive and cross-sector partnership. Next slide, please. In the next slide, presents best practice example of applied research from 2021 to 2022 period. This project demonstrates how innovation developed in academic setting, such as a brake pad testing machine and around more than 1 ton tube ice machines, have delivered real-world impact, particularly in improving industrial efficiency and strengthening local micro, small, and medium enterprise. Next slide, please. And also here, present best practice case from applied research in 21st and 22nd. Is a showing case how research output such as maggot-based poultry feed and coffee roasting machines. This also an example highlight the real-world value of research to supporting a circular economy initiative in a micro, small, and medium enterprise competitiveness. Next slide, please. And this is a simple example what we've done before of the ecosystem mapping conducted in one province during 2023 and 2024, which served as a foundation for identifying innovation needs in the current ongoing Berdikari program. For example, here we present the West Sumatra mapping result. The mapping focused on aligning vocational education, local skill, and regional economic strengths, particularly in tourism and its supporting sector, with the principle of sustainability and local wisdom. It also highlighted key transformation drivers, such as workforce and innovation planning, and identified research priority, including disaster mitigations, digital tourism, local food fortifications, and value-added product development. These insights are now being translated into concrete applied research under Berdikari 1 to generate solutions tailored to regional potential. Next slide, please. In Berdikari 1, next slide, 24-25, next slide, please. Yes, this is our logo for Berdikari 1 that supported with another program before. So Berdikari 1 in 24 until 25th now is the current implementation phase of the Partnership Catalyst Program, designed to bridge science and technology with local development through applied research. The program fosters cross-sector collaborations by connecting vocational higher education institutions with industry, local government, community, and NGO, forming an inclusive innovation ecosystem. At the heart of the Berdikari 1 is a strong emphasis on responding to local needs. Research theme and project design are directly informed by ecosystem mapping conducted across 27 provinces before, ensuring that innovation output are grounded in the real contextual challenges. Through project-based learning, students and lecture work hand in hand with local sectors and actors to co-develop evolutions that are socially valuable and economically valuable. Next slide, please. Yes, this is the defining of our program and some schema available in the Berdikari. By offering two funding tracks, first, we call it EMAS, which target community-based economy empowerment, and Berlian, the second one, with focus on strengthening industrial competitiveness. So Berdikari 1 aim to produce appropriate technology, enrich local value chains, and support the transition toward knowledge-based, regionally resilient society. So here we can see the sectors and the project covered by Berdikari projects. That we say that this is Katalisator Kemitraan Berdikari is strongly based on partnership in the local community, in the local area. Next slide, please. So this is an example. We take the Pudak sub-district in Ponorogo for today example. In East Java, is known as a dairy-based community where nearly every household raise cattle for milk productions. Through this Berdikari 2025 program, science and technology are leveraged to support and elevate this unique local ecosystem. Innovations such as deco-reok, automatic burn system, smart UHT processing, and biogas production from manure, is warok greens, are designed to enhance efficiency, product quality, environmental sustainability. So by strengthening existing practicing with applied research, the program aims to increase farmer income, improve rural infrastructure, and scale up a model of community-scale innovation that is rooted in the local tradition and potential. Next slide, please. So this is the clear example of how Berdikari program also supported the agriculture sectors in advancing the government nation food security agenda. Through local grounded innovation such as farmer machinery, circular biofarming system, and value-added processing of local communities, Berdikari contribute to strengthening food resilience, improving productivity, and supporting sustainable rural economics. Next slide, please. So this slide highlights two impactful research initiatives from Berdikari Phase 1. Fisheries in the Lemukutran Island, development of smart GPS-enabled leaf net increase catch productivity by 25% and improve fuel efficiency. Supporting economy and environmental sustainability for coastal community. And the second one, in the low side, electric vehicle. Here we try to support axial flux motors. It's also local production of efficiency for the efficient electronic vehicle motor boots with local content, and support the national transition to clean transport. This is an example reflected from Berdikari role in bridging local needs with national priority through applied innovation. So the next slide, please. So yes, this is another example. Short summary of the two best practice of Berdikari Catalyst program in the phase 1. Agriculture, hand tractor innovations aim to reduce dependence of imported machines by developing durable, locally produced hand tractors. Supporting food in the second, supporting food sufficiency and improving access to modern farming tools. And the second one, in the lower side of the slide, we also present the creative industry, like a leather tanning for wayang, micro and small, medium enterprise. This also support MSME in Bantul by providing efficient, affordable leather tanning technology. This boosting production by 80% and helping preserve the cultural heritage of wayang kulit. So this project shows Berdikari dual focus on national resilience and local economic empowerment. And yes, the brief history of our program in our directorate, we call it Berdikari Ones, that I mentioned before, is also anchored and supported based on partnership and collaboration with many entities in the certain area, academicians, local governments, NGO, probably also university and academicians, and social communities. So next slide, please. So all of you whom I hold a high regard, before I conclude, allow me to emphasize that building a better future in the collective endeavor, one that involves not only policymakers and institutions, but also students, researchers, educators, and communities across nations. Even like this remind us that knowledge must not be confined within campus wall, nor should partnership remain just on papers. What we share today, idea, best practice, and aspirations should translate into a long-term collaboration that bring a real change. That's what we call the impact. University are more than just center of learning. They are engine of innovations and hope. And forums like this are where partnership take a root and grow. I believe that many of you here, whether you come from academia, industry, or public service, are the key actors on shaping a more just, intelligent, and sustainable world. So let us keep the momentum alive. Let us dream boldly, collaborate deeply, and act purposefully. From forum like this, the foundation of the better global future are developed. So that's all that I can convey today. I hope you have the enjoy discussion in this forum and can produce a beneficial for our community in the future. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks again and good luck for you all today.
Thank you very much, Prof. Yudi. Let's give up a warm applause for Prof. Yudi. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the opening ceremony of today's event. Now we move to the first talk show. In this first session, will be moderated by Ibu Yuyun Yulia, PhD, who will introduce our distinguished speakers. Ibu Yuyun, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, everyone, good morning, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, and participants joining or participating in this 2025 Global Partnership Forum. It is an honor for me to have, let's say, to be a moderator on the first talk show session, and our discussion focusing on empowering education and workforce in digital era collaboration for sustainable future and internationalization and cross-border partnership to achieve multi-helix synergies for stronger global partnership. So it is really my pleasure to have you all. It is my honor to me to introduce our speaker. Our speakers, we have three gentlemen. The first one I would like to invite Professor Dr. Ramir. Am I right? Professor Dr. Ramir, please. Would you like to be here? Yes, thank you. All right. Please. All right, and then the second one, Dr. Benson Su, please. you. And the third speaker for this first talk show is that Bapak Albert Primo Santo, Magister Management. Thank you. Okay, so before we begin, everyone, and also the three presenters, I would like to have like the rules to conduct. So the first one, we have something like introduction by me, myself, and also it is followed by your, let's say, your speech, more or less about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, and again, my apology to remind you if you, you have limited time, sorry. And it is followed by Q&A, and the Q&A, everyone, later on, we have Slido with us, so please later on you scan, for example, and then send your questions to, let's say, which presenters you are referring to. So the first one, let me introduce first, yeah? Hang on, let me sit down. Okay, so the first one is that Professor Dr. Ramir Philip Jones V. Sonsona, am I right? Yes, okay. So, would you like please to show the CV? Not yet. The CV, please. Maaf. The CV. So, yeah. Well, everyone, the Professor Dr. Ramir Philip Jones V. Sonsona, a professor from University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines. So it is abbreviated by USTP. And previously, can I say so, Prof. Ramir? Yeah, previously, he was former department chair, College of Science and Technology and Education, USTP. Next one, please. Okay, this is about the education and expertise, everyone. So, Doctor of Arts in Literature and Communication from Cebu Normal University in 2010. And then Master of Arts, so you have double masters, and also double bachelors, beautiful. Okay, and his expertise is on media and communication studies, English language and literature teaching, development communication, gender studies and youth culture, as well as journalism and media literacy. Well, talking about the next slide, please. Education and expertise, we are moving to working experience. So he is a professor since 2015 and professor in Capital University Graduate School 2015 to 2018. And later on, he is focusing on, the title is Internationalization and Cross-Border Partnership. So that was the first CV, curriculum vitae, for our first speaker. And then the second one, I learned how to pronounce your name, Dr. Benson Sung. Is my pronunciation right? Perfect, thank you. And well, Founder Advanced Pedagogy, Managing Director, and also Chief Innovation and Technology Officer in Tan Pariwara Edukasi. And next one, please. Well, he was a graduate for his PhD in education from University of Cambridge and Master of Science from National University of Singapore and also a bachelor from University of Auckland. And then the expertise, e-learning and educational innovation, knowledge management and digital learning academy, academic publishing and research mentoring, cross-border educational partnership. Well, let me read, let's say, a short info about Dr. Benson Sung, sorry. Saya bacakan Bapak Ibu. Dr. Benson Sung, representative of Intan Pariwara Edukasi. The name is already changed, yeah. Okay. And then Dr. Benson Sung is an esteemed education expert and graduate of the University of Cambridge. I think it's already mentioned, yeah, at the beginning. And then he is one of the founding minds behind Jelajah Ilmu, cool, a leading digital learning platform in Indonesia, and then where he also served as the pedagogy advisor for Intan Pariwara Edukasi. So he is an expert in curriculum or pedagogy advisor in this case. And then in this role, Ibu Bapak, distinguished participants, he helps design innovative edutech solutions and develop impactful educational content. So it's really an honor, yeah, Bapak Ibu, to have our best speakers. And then the third one, would you like please to move? Okay, he is focusing on empowering education and workforce in digital era, global collaboration for sustainable future. And then, yeah, that is about Dr. Benson Sung. Would you like please to the third speaker? Okay. The next one is Bapak Albert Primus Santo, Sarjana Teknik and Magister Management. Bapak Albert is an operational excellence director from PT Kawan Lama Solusi, right ya Bapak ya, since 2023. And then he was also, I think, he was account management director and product director of PT Kawan Lama Sejahtera, and it was about 2018 and 2022. Bapak Albert, move on please. Bapak Albert, hello. Next one. Okay, his education and expertise, Master of Management in Strategic Management, from Prasetya Mulya Business School in 2008 and also up to 2010. Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, University of Indonesia. So it's quite, you know, different ya Bapak ya. From civil engineering and then coming to strategic management, very good. And his expertise, Ibu Bapak semua, strategic management, supply chain, and industrial product marketing, national account management and business development. And talking about his working experience, beginning from, I guess, about 2013 to 2017, product director of PT Kawan Lama Sejahtera. And then 2018 to 2022, account management director for PT Kawan Lama Sejahtera, and saat ini beliau operational excellence director of PT Kawan Lama Solusi. Well, Ibu Bapak, distinguished speakers and also participants, without further ado, I think now we are moving to the first one, that is Professor Ramir, to, let's say, explaining or discussing The title is Internationalization and Cross-Border Partnership, the USTP Experience. And please note you have 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to present my topic. It's Internationalization and Cross-Border Partnership, the University of Science and Technology Southern Philippines Experience. I think I am more into standing. Is it okay? And can we go to the next slide? Okay, in the next slide, I'd like to show you where I am from. Indonesia is actually, sorry, it's not captured. Can you click on, it is actually a video. Can you click on the video? It's at the bottom left side. Okay. Bottom left, please. Okay, you can click on it. No, before that. For technical purposes, it won't play. Okay, can we just go back to the second slide? With the map of the Philippines. Okay, there you go. I'm actually from Mindanao, as you can see, and I traveled to Manila, okay, and then from Manila to Singapore, and then Singapore to here. It's quite a long travel. Anyway, in the third slide, you would see I'd like to introduce my city. It's Cagayan de Oro. Next slide, please. Okay, it's Cagayan de Oro. We're located at northern Mindanao. That's the heart of Mindanao. This is the bustling city that I came from, okay? And one of the things that you can do once you visit my city is actually the river rafting. And next to that, you can see already, this is my university, University of Science and Technology in Southern Philippines. Next slide will give you a quick glimpse of my city, okay? We are a state university. We became a USTP in 2016, though we have been around. In 3 years' time, we would be 85 years already. We are located in northern Mindanao, and I'm proud to say that we are a level 4 state university, only one of the 19 university in the Philippines. We have a strong workforce with faculty graduated from USA and other places in the world. And our faculty members are active in conducting research, innovation in different areas of expertise, provided biotech solutions not only to food industry, but also to energy sectors and also government entities. Next slide. Okay, these are some of the international recognition that we do have. For QS, we have been rated with 3 stars, and our faculty members are proud to be part in the 2025 AdIndex Scientific World Scientist, and we have also been certified with ISO. For AdIndex, I think you can find my name down. And next, Okay. We were also been classified in the Edo rank, okay, 7,284 in the world, and in Asia, that's 2,845. We were also ranked in the higher education ranking, 103 in the 2025 edition, and 40th in the Webometrics. Next slide. Okay. Also with UI Green Matrix, okay, in Asia we are 533. In the QS ranking, we are actually 901. For the WORI, we are number 24, 55, and 656 respectively. And moving on, this is the vision of my university, a nationally recognized science and technology university providing the vital link between education and the economy. And when it comes to internationalization, I'm actually handling the Global Engagement and Mobility Office in the university, and at the same time, the International Office. It is the policy of the Philippine higher education, such as my university, to provide primary goal of improving the quality of education that would translate the development of competitive human resource that can adapt to the shifting demands of regional and global environment to support countries' economic growth. As for this time, we do not limit ourselves within the bounds of our educational setting in the classroom, but we need to go out and reach out in the borderless world. So this is our policy for internationalization. Taken from the global perspective, we'd like to believe that we'd really like to have a mark in higher education. And in the following slides, I would like to share to you how are we doing this, okay? There is a need for us to come up with programmatic and holistic approach in implementing the internationalization strategies, okay? To drive out incentive for good practices, thrust, and programs on internationalization, which are actually better reflected in the Sustainable Development Goals in 2030. Okay, moving on. So this is the vision of my university. We would like to enrich students' experience. And I'm glad to share that we have started this. We have actually exposed our students particularly to Bahasa, I think 2 years ago. Okay, they're able to learn Bahasa so that the moment that they would come to go out in the global context, particularly in the Southeast Asian nation, they can communicate very well. Promote and deepens awareness of cultural similarities. I think this is actually very common for us Southeast Asian. Malaysians, Indonesians, Filipinos, except if we will not be talking, we would likely to look at one another as the same when it comes to our physical features, and generates highly qualified graduates who can actually compete not only national, regional, international labor market, and to serve as platform for government institutions to participate in international standards, provide opportunities for developing academic linkages. You can see in the later slides. And I'm glad to share that we have been linking and collaborating with universities and industries abroad. But we are still very much open to collaborate with you. I know we are very much represented this day and in this forum. Provide academic and knowledge transfer to enhance our educational system and provide opportunity for strengthening diplomatic and international economic relations. Earlier, we were witness to the MOU and MOA signing. That is actually very good. And provide opportunity for a knowledge transfer, not only with our faculty, academic staff, and even our students. Next slide. So I think this is a summary of what you saw earlier on our institutional recognition. Next. Okay, we are also a member of Asian Technological University Network, AUAP, ECCP, and UMAP. Okay, and how do we go through with our internationalization? Because this is the topic that I'm really sharing for today. Next slide. Okay, so this is our procedure to establish a framework for developing international agreement. And next slide. Okay. First, we identify potential collaboration and proposal submission. We're happy to know that by this time, we can actually collaborate with universities. They can send us email, we can send them email. That's the first step. Then we draft the MOU and then MOA, and then we have this scrutinized by our legal department, and then we send an email to our partner agency. One of them, of course, is UNY. The next slide. Okay, we forward a copy to our Office of the President, then we execute the formal signing. I think one of the things that is actually good these days is we conduct our signing online. Okay, thanks to Zoom. And even sometimes we even thank COVID. If not for COVID, we don't go to this borderless thing. Then we agree on the monitoring and renewal process. And what we do, I'd like to share, what we do is that during the MOU, during the MOA, we conduct it simultaneously. Then after that, we also have the activity right away. We invite an expert professor coming from the respective university, okay, to share to us through an online lecture. And then after that, we also expresses or give our foreign lecturer to them, and both students and faculty will learn at the same time. Next. Okay, these are our active MOU and MOA. We have from Germany, India, Indonesia, okay, and, okay, next. We also have from Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Canada, Pakistan. And following slides. Next. Taiwan, Vietnam. Vietnam is a new one last December. Thailand, Japan. Next. Okay. And these are some of the activities that we have for internationalization. We would like to welcome, hopefully over summer, one student from Paris to be with us, okay? And then these are some of the meetings that we have. I'd like to underscore that our international experiences involve, among others, the faculty, okay? Our students, our faculty who is actually studying in Thailand, AIT, okay? And also her publication in Scopus, okay? And these are our partners. Next slide. Okay, our membership of ATU NIT, okay, and of course our research collaboration, which we'll be talking later on with UNY. We are embarking on a very good research on Asian English language, okay, and next, okay, we have our faculty who have been invited to speak in India. What is best today is we can conduct our activities online. Okay, our faculty in Thailand, in AIT, we also have some visiting professors. And if you really like to, we would likely to also invite you to come to our university and share your knowledge to us. And next slide. Okay. We also have active research collaboration. We have from Korea, US, Australia. We have faculty members who graduated abroad, from abroad. And then we also have some students. One student here who graduated with us with information technology. He is Korean. He is now working in Korea in IT company. Okay, next slide. Okay. And before I am about to end, I'd like to invite everyone, okay, to gladly join us. We are having this international conference on innovation, entrepreneurship, computing, engineering and science education come July 23 to 24. You can go with us. You can go to us in Cagayan de Oro in Philippines. But if you might not come for a good reason, you can still join us. We would like to accept you online. Be with us, okay? We have already given the first batch, and we would still like to welcome everyone to be with us. What's good in here is that when your paper would be accepted, you can publish in 2 Scopus journals with us. Okay, I'd like to say these are really very legit. Our publication, the Mindanao Journal of Science and Technology, it's into STEM. And for social sciences, another journal from USEP, University of Southeastern Philippines, is our partner for your Scopus publication. Next slide. Okay, these are the respective fees. And next slide, please. Okay. So I'd like to leave you with this particular question, like where do we go from here? We live in a borderless world and we do not stop because we'd like to create a good environment where one can actually engage and be better connected to the rest of the world. That's why I'm very much thankful to UNY for inviting me to be here and to share with you, okay? And next slide, okay? I hope I am not getting this wrong. We also have here our very good Chinese friends. I think this is thank you in Chinese, okay? And I think the last slide would be the next, okay? Thank you very much. I'm Ramir Sonsona from USTP Cagayan de Oro, Philippines.
Thank you, Prof. Ramir, and esteemed speakers, dear participants. This is very interesting. I mean, now we live in a borderless time and also borderless area. Yeah. And Bapak Ibu, we already listened to something like best practices sharing from USTP. And I think that is very interesting, in particular for, let's say, those who are engaged in what is called by education aspects, yeah. And something, Prof. Ramir, that I would like to highlight, and this is very interesting to me. So, from a global perspective, Trendsmart to higher education, this is again very interesting. It is a need for programmatic and holistic approach to developing institution, and in this case is USTP, of course, to achieve sustainable development goals in 2030. So, Bapak Ibu, participants all, distinguished participants, would you like please to have a very warm applause for Professor Ramir? Thank you. All right, so now we move. Oh, by the way, Prof. Ramir, you just spent about 17 minutes. 17 minutes, that's cool. Thank you. And the next esteemed speaker, Bapak Dr. Benson Sung from Intan Pariwara Edukasi. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Yuli. And hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here. Now, can we move to the next slide? Very quick summary of myself. Next slide. I want to show you in this slide the extreme length which I did to get an education. I literally traveled half the world for my education. You can see over here in this map, all the way right at the little corner in New Zealand, where I did my undergraduate studies. And of course, as a Singaporean, I must study at the National University of Singapore. And so I did my master's at the University of Singapore. After a few years of working, I eventually ended up at the University of Cambridge, where I did my PhD. And you can see I traveled really half the world just for my tertiary education. Next slide. This slide here shows you the work that I do every day. This is me every day, right? You will see that I am a business owner. Actually, the reason why I'm here is really because I co-own a business in Klaten. And so I was invited since I live such a global life. You will see on the chart, on this map, throughout Asia, I own numerous businesses. Now, I am also a board member of Cambridge Assessment Singapore, that's based in the UK. And in the US, I am a journal editor, academic journal editor, and I've been doing that for more than 10 years. I do this work every day. Every day. And so I show you this not to impress you, but I want to impress upon you that many of the things that I will be telling you can sound like the words of an old man. Because I've been doing this for so long. I've been, working in such a global context for so long. Initially, it's nice, it's exciting, it's fun, but after a while, you start to see all kinds of things that maybe other people might not see, and I want to share that with you, okay? I want to share that with you. Next slide. Now, before sharing those things with you, next slide, please. I want to share with you 3 areas whereby I would like to collaborate with you. I think that this room here is filled with high-powered people, yes? And people who are able to make decisions, and people who might be interested in various collaborations. So please, let me offer you some areas where we can collaborate. Now, I work with UK universities to offer dual award qualifications in various countries. I do this in Thailand, I do this in Nepal, I do this in many countries. And so if your institution is keen to work with a British public university to offer, dual award degrees, perhaps, please contact me. I would love to have that discussion with you. Now, alternatively, if you feel that you are ready, right, from a university, you feel that your university is ready to export your qualifications to other parts of the world. For example, in various parts in India, various parts in Nepal, various parts in Sri Lanka, please talk to me as well, right? I'm keen to explore that, And of course, being a Cambridge person, if you are keen to run Cambridge programs, whether it's the A-levels or the IGCSEs or the Cambridge Checkpoint, please let me know as well. So that's something that I do on a daily basis. Next slide. Now this is for Intan Pariwara Adukasi, okay? Now many subject matter experts here, many, right? So many professors here. Now if you are a subject matter expert and you want to publish your own book and you feel that you have something that you want to share with the world, please also let me know. Yes, Pak Rudy is here. Pak Rudy and me together, we can evaluate your ideas for publication and we can discuss how we can work on this project. Okay? Alternatively, we are seeing an increase in subject matter experts who want to share their expertise not only within their region, but outside of their region, right? Not only within the Java Islands, for example, and also globally. Please also let me know. We can talk about that. Or if you are a book publisher and you have a fair bit of intellectual property, and you are thinking of expanding beyond your region or your country, also very happy to work with you on that. Next slide. Final area of working together. Next slide, please. Okay. I get invited to universities to do this mentorship quite often. Because I've been an editor for academic journals for a long time, I know the inner workings of academic journal publication. On a daily basis, I look at submissions mostly, not only from students, but very honestly, mostly from professors. And I work with my team and we decide whether to accept or to reject publication. I am known in my journal as the person who rejects 90% of everything that comes in. 90%. But whatever that's published is usually very good, quite well cited, yeah? Okay, so I'm happy, for anyone who, if you are keen to publish and you want to know, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong? I'm happy to talk to you. Or if you maybe think that, I've always been an author, maybe I would like to be a reviewer for journals. You can let me know, we can discuss as well. Okay, so these are all our 3 areas of possible collaboration. Let me now go on to what I'm here to talk about, which essentially really is about working in a global environment. So this is my topic, and I want to share with you my thoughts as someone who is living this every day. Every day I live this. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so nothing fancy, I'm just going to go straight in. Now, when I started working in such a global context, one of the things that I really love is the fact that work gets done 24 hours. Because why? One part of the world is sleeping, the other part of the world can continue working. And so, we get things done really, really quickly. And I think that's one of the great things about globalization. But you know what's a big problem? A big problem is that even though we work so much with people, we don't build good relationships with them, unfortunately. And I think that in some parts of the world, that personal relationship is so important. I work with an Indonesian team. I work with quite a few people. And it is sometimes I feel very sad, because sometimes I feel so sad that, in order to spend more time with them, I actually must ask them to attend the conference with me, so that during lunch and during, dinner, I can spend time with them to talk to them. Because if not, I don't do it, right? And so I honestly, I do feel bad, and I do my absolute best. My guys know, yeah? Yeah, Rian, raise your hand. And San, Santosa, okay? These are all things that are very real. And I think that sometimes we forget that. And I think that, especially in a country like Indonesia, personal relationships are very important. And I feel that sometimes I don't achieve what I want to achieve because I don't have that personal relationship. Something that I learned, but, pros and cons. Now, next thing, training and, opportunities. You see, at the end of the day, as someone who is at a certain senior position, every one of us, we only have 24 hours in a day, right? And so if I train someone, if I spend time to train Rehan, it means that I am not spending time training Zhong Yang back in Singapore. It's true. It really is true, right? And that creates all kinds of problems. All kinds of problems. And if you look at the US today, why does Donald Trump want to bring back manufacturing, bring back everything from China, bring back? Why does he want to bring back? It's because of this, right? The Americans are feeling that for the last 20 years we've been training the Chinese, And so now our locals don't know how to do anything. Cannot. Big problem. Bring back. And this is something that it's just true. We must recognize it. It's true. Oh, the next one is a big one. Culture. Cultural appreciation and cultural differences. I would like to, use Donald Trump as an example again. You know why the Chinese and the Americans have so much problems today? Why, Donald Trump is like, I will tax you 10%. Oh no, I will tax you 50%. Oh no, I'll tax you 100%. Oh, 145%. It goes up until 255%. Right? Why like that? Why is it escalating? I tell you the reason why. Culture. Culture. Let me explain to you what I mean by culture and why I tell you, China and US, I'm so scared. I tell you why. You see, guys, for the Chinese culture, when you are powerful, you must be humble. The more powerful you are, the more humble you must be with your words, with your action. You cannot, you cannot be like that. But for the Americans, it's the opposite. If you are powerful, you must like that. Yeah, everyone's kissing my ass. Right? You see, that is unfortunately American culture. The Chinese culture is the opposite. The Chinese culture believes that if someone is arrogant, someone is puffing up their chest, that means they are weak. That means they are weak. Because the strong will pretend, well, maybe pretend is too strong a word, but must behave and act in a way that is subtle. Must be nice. That's why we are going to have trouble for the next 3-4 years. Because cultural gaps are very hard to mend. Big problem, okay? So all of us better save some money now, yeah? Okay? Now, of course, this adds into diversity. Now, I want to share something very real with you about diversity and perspectives, why it's good and why it can lead to solutions that are completely inappropriate. When I started, as you guys know, I'm a business owner. And when I started a business, I lived in Jakarta in 2018, 2019. I left in 2020 because of COVID. COVID came, it hit everybody, okay? We all suffered. And I'm not Indonesian, so because of COVID, borders closed, I went back to Singapore. Of course, the business suffers, right? And so, as a Singaporean, if a business shuts, well, everybody is laid off. It's very normal in Singapore, right? Especially if, you haven't worked for so long. But in Indonesia, cannot do that. So that solution, which I say, oh, okay, we just lay off people, right? What to do, right? This thing happened. Cannot. Because the law doesn't allow you to do it in this manner. Must do it slowly, there are various things that you have to do. And so sometimes a solution that seems really simple and straightforward becomes no longer straightforward. And these are things that, the benefit of global and the problems with global, right? And of course, it is true, right? If I don't see you every day, I don't think of you every day. It's true. And this is why I realized that the people that I work with in Indonesia are very smart. Every day they will WhatsApp me, yeah, to disturb me and to remind me that, hey, I'm here, I am, these are the work that I've done. And that's very good. That's very good. Because it's true, out of sight, out of mind. And of course, the final one, right? When you work globally, you bring new opportunities, but you also threaten the locals 100% true, and this is true no matter what country you come from. Let me give you an example. In the old days, I'm an old man, right? In the old days, before Google was the giant that it was, okay? In Singapore, this Singaporeans may remember this. We used to have our own search engine, Catcha.com. It was our own search engine created by Singaporeans. Well, okay, the guy is half Singaporean, but we'll consider him Singaporean, okay? But you see, the moment there is globalization, Google takes over, Catcha dies. And it's a little bit of a waste, you know? I think we could have had some legs. But, you know, pros and cons, okay? So I want everyone to know that globalization is great, but we have to identify problems with it. Next slide, please. So therefore, I came up with 5 rules that I must live by if I am going to work with someone from a different country and with a different culture. These are my 5 rules. I did not use, this came through the school of hard knocks. Yeah, I learned the hard way, okay? Number 1, I realized there is no such thing as equal benefit. You know, guys, I'm a Libra, okay? So Libra people is always about fairness, right? Oh, must be fair, must be fair, must be equal, must balance the weight properly. Right, Libra, right? Oh, man, I realized that you cannot think like that. So long as there is mutual benefit, someone is going to gain more, someone is going to gain less. That must be okay with you. If that is not okay with you, you cannot have a global partnership. You cannot. Because it will never, never be equal. I learned that the hard way, okay? Now, the next thing. Culture eats strategy for breakfast, yeah? Okay? The famous Peter Drucker saying, right? You know, I used to think that I'm a very smart person, right? That, oh, okay, business strategy, no problem, Benson, you've got it. You know what to do, right? You've studied across, you know, halfway across the world, you've done all these things. Your strategy is good, yeah? I used to think that. I realized strategy, useless against culture. Completely useless against culture. And you know, it ties in with my next point, which is when you marry someone, you marry their entire family. You never just marry one person, you know. I learned this when I married my wife, right? You know, wow, so nice, right? Oh my God, my mother-in-law is like, she's not mother-in-law, she's mother-outlaw. She's like an outlaw, you know, she's, oh my goodness, right? So when you marry someone, you marry the entire family. So in other words, every time you have a global partnership, let's say for example, yeah, you want to work with him, right? Ramya, and you like Ramya. But the thing is this, you don't know Ramya's family. Family meaning the university family. Yeah, you don't know his dean, you don't know his vice chancellor, you don't know, right? Okay, and you cannot make a decision by just one individual. You cannot. You must meet the family. Okay, you really must meet the family and try to know as many people as possible. Okay, before you decide to partner with them as best as you can. You know, if not, yeah, there could be a big problem. The next one, patience is more precious than gold. I think you guys already have a vibe. The vibe you are getting from me on the stage. Benson is someone who is very impatient. He talks very fast. He is already making himself slow down. But without the checks, he'll just go on and on, right? Very impatient. And I realized that that's horrible. Oh, cannot. Because my culture, where I come from, everything must be now. Do it now, right? You know, this is a Singaporean men problem, right? We have a few Singaporeans here. We go to the army, and in the army, if you are not ready now, you're dead. You're dead, right? And so we develop this habit whereby everything must be now. Let me share with you, once again, using my wonderful wife as an example. Before I get to the door of the house, I will take out the key. So I will have the key, and then I will, like that. My wife, we go home. She reached the door. Then she looked for the key. And I'm like, can't you get the key earlier, right? And to her, what's the rush? Be patient, what's the rush? Stand outside for a few seconds, okay, what? Like that, right? You know, partnerships must be patient. Really, really must be very patient, okay? So that's something that, you know, in order for something to bear fruit, it always takes longer than expected, right? So really something that we have to remember. And the final one, you guys must remember, that Alexander the Great was killed by his own people, right? The great Greek general, right? Conquered land all the way to India, right? And who were the people who killed him? Not the foreigners, you know. It wasn't the foreigners who killed him. It was his own Greek guy. And the own Greek guy got angry, right? That why are you working with all these foreigners? Why are you teaching them? Why are you sharing land with them? Kill you. I can tell you guys, I've worked in so many projects whereby it is either my general or the general on the other guy's side that sabotages our projects. It's sad, but it's true, okay? So if you know it, you know how to look out for it, and you know how to deal with it. But it's true. Okay, I think with that, I have completed my presentation. I hope that it can be a little bit more interactive. And so please send me questions, and I would love to answer your questions. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Dr. Benson Soong. Very interesting, everyone. Well, the points that from the university perspective, from USTP best practices, and then we move to our daily life. It's, well, simple, but this is really about us. That's the first point, And then very interesting one, thank you. And again, another one, so the cultural point. Very humble if you are powerful. That's right. Well, it is a common one. When we are powerless, then it is supposed to be also humble. And another one, Bapak Ibu, I think now the most expensive price we are discussing, the price of gold. Gold. Sampai 2 million per gram, if not mistaken, Ternyata Ibu Bapak, patience is much more expensive rather than gold. Okay, thank you. And the next esteemed speaker from Pak Albert Primusanto from PT Kawan Lama Solusi. Bapak, you have 20 minutes and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Yuyun. I try to make it shorter than 20 minutes because I know that the time is already passed with, from our previous schedule. Good morning, distinguished guests. Good morning, everybody. My name is Albert Primusanto. I come from the company, name is PT Kawan Lama Solusi, part of Kawan Lama Group. So based on the topic which is given to me, empowering education and workforce in the digital era. In this Global Partnership Forum 2025, please allow me to share our thoughts from Kawan Lama Group, from industrial sector actually, because our previous speakers is coming from the education institution and then also from the what, daily life? Okay, so I try to see from a different angle. So my topic's title is Bridging the Gap, Kawan Lama Group's partnership with the educational institution in the digital era. So who is the Kawan Lama Group? Kawan Lama Group is an identity for a multi-sectoral collective of businesses unit. It's operating across 6 business pillars: industrial and commercial, consumer retails, food and beverage, property and hospitality, commercial technology, manufacturing and engineering, bounded by a universal value and goals of providing a better living for families. We started 70 years ago from the family business. That's why our vision is more than a family business, but we are a business for families. Our mission is bringing values for a betterment of lives through business development and continuous growth. Next. Okay, so currently we have 1,200, more than 102,000 branches and stores in 70 cities, more than 70 cities in Indonesia, with 3,000 plus business partners, and we have around 38,000 employees in all over Indonesia with 37 business units, and we do have distribution centers around 14 at the moment. So what is our business? Next. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, we do have 6 business pillars. First pillars is the industrial and commercial, which I came from, PT Kawan Lama Solution. We do have a house brand, Crisbo. You can see from the hotels, restaurant, whatever, the brand name is Crisbo, is everywhere at the moment. And then the second business pillars is consumer retails, ASCO. Previously, we worked with Ace Hardware. Now we built our own company, ASCO. Informa for the furniture, toys, Pendopo for the crafting and all the local manufacturing, ISOL for the eyeglass. And then the third is food and beverage. We do have cha time. This is actually for the teenager. I see some of the ladies smiling because I think they love cha time. This is the bubble tea in the malls, yeah. And kapbob, gindako is takoyaki from Japanese, gindako, etc. And then we do have property and hospitality. We have several big malls under the name of Living World and Living Plaza. We do have in Denpasar, in Jakarta, of course, in Palembang, etc. And then the hotels, Anumana in Bali. And then we do have a commercial technology like ruparupa.com, kawanlama.com, and also multi-finance Danakini. And we started a few years ago to have a manufacturing and engineering company, Kawan Lama Manufacturing. If you go to Informa Furniture, you can find sofa bed or mattress is already producing in Indonesia, locally, in Cikupa, Tangerang. And we do, at the moment, building a new factory in Kendal, which we built racking, storage system, safety shoes, will be also safe deposit box, etc., etc. So we start answering to the manufacturing engineering and engineering. Next. So that's our introduction, and then next is the our topics, topics on the digital era. From our point of view, I'm gonna talk about digital manufacturing era because I came from the industrial sector. So digital manufacturing is the application of computer systems to manufacturing services, supply chains, products, and processes. Digital manufacturing technologies link systems and processes across all areas of production to create an integrated approach to manufacturing, from design to production and to the servicing of the final products. So with this digital manufacturing, manufacturers can create a factory that is connected, networked, and fully integrated environment, enabling them to use real-time data analytics to optimize the entire manufacturing process. That's what we call the manufacturing digital. So again, from the design, production, quality, and even from the warehouse, nowadays, digitalization, digital is everywhere. We should aware, and I want to share to the education institution that this is very important to have a concern about this. No longer we only produce the engineers who can operate the machine, but we have to create the engineer who have innovation, because now we work with the digital, with the Internet of Things, with the robotics, automation, those kind of things. Next. So this is some application examples in the digital manufacturing. We know about reverse engineering, which is the process of analyzing and understanding the design, structure, and functionality of a product or system by working backward from its final product or final form. Secondly, rapid prototyping is a method of quickly creating physical models or prototypes of the product by using technique like 3D printing or additive manufacturing. Tools management in manufacturing refers to the organized tracking and handling of physical tools and their associated technical data within a workshop. Collaborative robot. So we have to not only collaborative among the human, but we have to have collaborative with the robots. We call a cobot. Yeah, it's a type of industrial robot design to work alongside humans in a shared workspace. Next, measurement wireless data and data monitoring, which is we transmitted the information and received through the wireless networks, typically expressed in units like megabytes or gigabytes. And of course, smart warehouse and Internet of Things in everywhere. Even we have forklift, which are operated in a warehouse, we put the telematics in the forklift to monitor the movement, the usage of the whatever it is, electricity, gasoline, how productive the operator. We monitor everything using the telematics of our Internet of Things. Next. Yeah, this is also a sample, not only in the manufacturing, even on the workshop. I give this sample on the welding workshop. Nowadays, we can monitor all the performance of the welding equipment, of the welder quality result, of the how much they the consumption of the electricity through the Internet of Things. So we can monitor, and then we have to start it from the educational, or even I know that University Yogyakarta have a vocational school, and if you have a welding prodi, then you can use this sample, because in the manufacturing they are already monitored. Nowadays, our challenge actually, again, is not only produce the student who can operate the welding equipment, but also to initiate the system to work with the product, to work with the equipment, and try to organize and also to make some innovation from there. So, next slide. Now, as the industrial sectors like Kawan Lama Group, I think this is some collaboration that we can offer to the institution of education. Number one, we can give the educational institution a feedback or input of the curriculum, industrial curriculum, or at least we can upgrade the facility to the students, at least to learn on more advanced technology, latest technology that we are having now in the industrial. I jump to the sharing knowledge. Also, we are offering that we can share with the program Kawan Lama Group Mengajar, that we can also offering the class to offering you the latest technology. And also we can invite the students or the teachers to visit us, industrial visits. And of course, we offering the internship, which is actually nowadays is very important. I have to share with you, I do have my sons who studying in Vancouver in Canada. He take the education longer than the regular, because why? Over there, that university having very close relationship with the industrial, with the many companies. So even started from the second year, they have to work in the university. So instead of 4 years, the bachelor degree it takes 5 years, because they push it to work always near with the industrial, which is for me it's very important nowadays to have really link and match with the technology, with the current technology that we have, which is the world is very dynamic situation. And the last thing, of course, we can collaborate with the alumni absorption, which is in our group. We hire around 8,000 employees every year, to be honest with you. So I think it's a big number that if we can work together with Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, I think it's a good for both of us. Okay, and then the last slide, next. Okay, here some notes lah from myself. I want to give a feedback for all the students, especially who want to thrive in the professional world. You know, what we're facing right now is a lack of effective communication. Mr. Ben just mentioning about the communication, right? Effective communication. We need to have ability to initiative and independence. They have to have capability on managing time, discipline, adaptability and fast learning, and the last thing, ethics and responsibility. This is based on our evaluation data when we held the interns program during the last year, actually. Okay, that's it, our sharing of the today's session. Thank you.
Thank you and very welcome. Please applause for Papa Albert. Yeah. Well, Pa Albert's point of view in this case is how, let's say, we marry. Let's say we marry institution, university, and also workforce. Yeah. Dr. Benson already just mentioned when we marry with someone, so we marry also with the family. And for Kawan Lama Group, it is not more than family business, but this is business for families. Very good. Thank you. Well, Bapak Ibu, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a very best opportunity for us here to have three experts really in terms of, let's say, the university points of view and also workforce. And we still have about 10 minutes. The Slido is already on. Yeah, and we have also, I think, 2 questions. Is that possible? 2 questions straight away for the participants. Yes, please, Bapak Ibu, if you have questions, so you can raise your hands, and then please introduce your name concisely as well as the questions. Is there any, let's say, a live question from the participants? Yes, 2 questions. All right. One in the middle. Bapak, can you please raise? Yes. One from the middle, and then another one, Ibu. Yes. Okay, so please briefly have the questions with you, and do not forget to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Eva Darustina. I'm from AKPN Bahtera. It's Diplomatry for Marine Transportation Management.
Maaf Ibu, the sound please. We cannot listen to the voice.
Cek. Belum sih? Cek.
Hello? Do you have any better
Cek.
mic, please?
Cek. Udah?
Coba Ibu cek.
Cek.
Can you
1.
please louder Ibu?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm from AKPN Bahtera. It's Marine Transportation Management program, study program. For us who haven't made MOU and MOA for the 3 speakers, can we still propose the next step and tell me the detail? Especially for Mr. Benson, I'm interested in publishing international book because basically our institution have published many books nationally. So if you don't mind, please explain the detail. Thank you.
Okay, sorry Ibu to repeat again the questions. Ibu
Evada Rustina.
Ibu Muslimah.
Evada Rustina.
Oh, Ibu Rustina, mohon maaf Ibu.
Eva.
Ibu Tina, nggih?
Evada Rustina.
Oh, Ibu Nevada.
Evada Rustina.
Nah, thank you, Ibu Eva. And then
Ji.
your questions goes to
Maybe-
Mr. Dr. Benson
Yes.
about publication, Ibu.
International publication.
International publication, Pak Benson.
Books.
All right.
Yes.
Hang on. I think we are waiting for another one. Okay, another question. Thank you. Thank you, Ibu Eva. And the next one, monggo Bapak.
Cek satu. Good morning, Bapak Ibu. I am Sigit Prastyo from Akademi Pariwisata Yogyakarta, or Yogyakarta Tourism Academy. It's one local college here in Yogyakarta. My question goes to the first speaker and the second one. When we talk about publication in terms of how to produce something, when everything goes ChatGPT, I think everyone loves ChatGPT, and also DeepSeek. Can you just share something for me especially, when I have to tell it to my student, when they come to final phase of their study, they've got to compose something as a final report. And I think, and I'm sure that they're going to go for ChatGPT to help them composing that final report. So, as the one who works for that kind of publication, what should I say to my students? The second question is, knowing that we are still local college, do we have opportunity to, to broaden our partnership with university from other country? Since we still find it hard to try to connect with other universities. You know that so many established and reputable universities, they have great partnership with other faculties from great universities. But for us, as a local college, I think we feel like we don't have that kind much opportunity to broaden our partnership with bigger and reputable university. So if, let's say, the one from the Philippines, can you just show us the way how to be connected to your university? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Pak Prasetyo ya, Bapak ya.
Sigit, I was your student, Bu Yuyun.
Oh, okay. Pak Sigit, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My colleague. Well, the two questions, I think, go to, the first one is Pak Benson and also Prof. Ramir, ya. Yeah, Pak Benson, I repeat the question, don't worry. So the question is that from Ibu Eva about publication, all right? And the second one, the same one about publication, but yeah, about the ChatGPT. So what is your view on this one? And the second question go to Prof. Ramir, asking about how to be connected with USTP. And we have also some questions from Slido, so please be brief. Thank you.
Okay, I will be very brief. I will answer the first question with regards to publishing internationally. One thing that I think we must know is that book publishers ultimately are business people, right? And so when they work with you, when you send a proposal for a book that you want to publish, one of the key criteria that they will look at is there a market for it? Now, usually if you are a professor and you tell the publisher, oh yes, there is minimally a market for it because my students will buy it because it's the recommended reading book, then that helps a little bit, okay? But it is an evaluation process, and you know, if you are well known in an area and the publishing house thinks that your work is of interest to a wider international audience, then definitely no problem. Then there can be discussions. So if you are keen to explore further or for me to give more information, please look for me and we can talk about it. I think the next one, should I answer regarding ChatGPT and all that? I want to frighten all of you right now. It is not only students who are using ChatGPT. Even journal reviewers are using ChatGPT to write the review. It is crazy. It is nuts, okay? But what will you tell your student? You tell your student what we tell our reviewers. We know that you are doing it. And because we know that you are doing it, now we kick you out. You no more can be reviewer for us, right? There are very clear telltale signs when AI is being used for this type of work. Very clear telltale signs. And I can give you numerous examples. So if you look for me later, we can also talk about it further. But this is something very honestly that we have, as our journal, we have already addressed it and we continue to address it. And so if you want to share ideas with me, we can talk about this. Please look for me later and we can talk about this. Thank you.
I think I'd like to answer the questions, the second question earlier on.
The question how to connect with the university, and then the second one about the seminar from Slido. Thank you.
I think in answering the second question, I'm also answering the question here and the question I'd like to read that says, how each of you positioning collaborative partnership with university to ensure the benefits of stakeholders, especially student career on industry. I think that question can also be answered by Professor Albert here. And in answering the question, we'd like to ensure compatibility. The question earlier is, how will you be able to link with us? We are very much open, and the compatibility should be on terms of our academic offerings. So let's take, for example, that our university is a science and technology university. We are into science and engineering programs. As long as you have them also with you, then we can validly connect with you. We are also into IT, we are also into education and any other field. I think the term here is compatibility. Okay, as I think we have that, I think that's major concern. And then for the other question, the upcoming research conference, my little apology because the QR code is quite small. I can give you details. You can actually go to ustp.edu.ph/invent, or if not, I'm seated there. You can validly see me. I think the one who asked is Salman. Please see me and then I would gladly be shared to you so that your research output may have the opportunity also to be published in Scopus Journal. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Ramin. And Bapak Albert, please. You have a single question?
Okay. I think I have two questions, but almost the same. First is how each one of you positioning collaborative partnership with the university to ensure the benefits of stakeholders, especially student career on industry. And the second one is, we were wondering if Kawalama could be our partner after this event. Our main interest lies in collaborating on student recruitment. How is the step? So together with me, at the moment I do have some colleague over there from the Human Resources Department. Maybe you can raise your hand. Yeah. So we are ready to work with Universitas of Negeri Yogyakarta to have to implement the ideas that I mentioned earlier during my session, my material. So that's number one, to answering that how we gonna step. Then I don't like, to be honest, on the ceremony only. I really like to implement everything that because we already spend so much time, so much effort. Today, I think we need to implement into the reality, whatever it is. So if we want to work together, yes, we do have. Whatever I'm mentioning, I already discussed with our HR department that they are ready to work with you all to implement the ideas. That's to ensure that everything is not ending on the only sharing thoughts and everything. So again, partnership is very important. I think we, coming from the industrial also, every year we also facing difficulties to find the right employees, the right candidates. That's why really the internship program, we should change it. Minimum 6 months, and then from the last year of the student before they graduated, they have to answering to our company. Then we hope after they are graduated, they can work in our company, because it takes for us months to train a new employee, and it's really cost and take a lot of effort, to be honest with you, especially for the engineering, because although we are more on the industrial supply or marketing, but we have to push all the employee having a engineering background, because we are selling the technical or engineering product. That's it. Okay.
Oh, well, everyone, again, could you please have your very big applause for the 3 presenters. Thank you so much. And well, the time is already approaching. I think we are about to end, and thank you very much for your very good insight. And also, dear participants, thank you. And I think this one is very impactful discussion. Like, Pak Albert says that, jangan seremonian. But I like straight away coming to the implementation of the activity, the implementation of the kerjasama, the partnership. Well, Bapak Ibu, the path to a sustainable and digitally empowered future, of course, it lies strong partnership, inclusive education, of course, and cross-border collaboration. So let us carry forward this momentum, from our discussion. And again, thank you, and we do hope that we are looking forward for the next meeting for the Global Partnership Forum. Thank you, Bapak Ibu semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I give back the time to MC. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Once again, let us give them big applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Amir Philip Jones, Dr. Bansen Sung, Mr. Albert Primusanto, for sharing expertise and experience during this agenda. Also, I would like to take a moment to sincerely thank our moderator, Yuyun Yulia, PhD. To show our appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present tokens of appreciation to the 3 speakers. We kindly invite our distinguished speakers to come forward to receive the token of appreciation accompanied by the moderator. And to present the tokens of appreciation, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Muhammad Bruri Triono, Chair of the 2025 Global Partnership Forum Organizing Committee, to the stage. The second for Dr. Benson Soon. And the third for Mr. Albert Primusanto. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Muhammad Bururi Triono, all speakers and moderator in this today's agenda.
It's like graduation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, let us shift our focus to the next agenda, talk show session 2. Allow me to mention our speakers. First, we have Associate Professor Po Hee Kim. The next, Dr. Eva Anggraini, MSc. A truly exceptional lineup of speakers. To guide us through this enriching discussion, we are pleased to have a moderator with us, Mr. Dwi Harsono, PhD. And without further ado, I now invite Dr. Dwi Harsono to take the floor and lead the session. The spotlight is on you.
Thank you very much for the announcer to allow me standing over here as a second moderator for our second talk show. In this occasion, I would be glad to deliver the discussion, especially while we are talking about synergies. The topic is mostly talk about internationalizations. And we have two outstanding speakers in here. The first one is Mr. Po Hee Kim. I used to call him Pak James. His name is James Po Hee Kim. And the second one is Dr. Eva Anggraini. He is the director of Global Connectivity in IBB University. What is the good things about these sessions? Here, most of us come from stakeholder of educations. My background is public administrations. Now the idea about stakeholders is not only the education institution itself. It consists of so many actors. And here we are very glad that we have all of you standing here, joining with us for representing as the stakeholder of these activities. We are talking about global partnerships, and something that we have to talk about more on it is about how those actors become joining and collaborate to the idea about internationalizations. Why? Because now world is connected. What we call is globalizations. So in talking about this globalization, something that always comes to our brain is about international activities. And for the first speaker, Mr. James Po, he will talk about the internationalization, especially on performance metrics. What we call about performance metric, because all of us, mostly us who are working in university, we have to pay attention on performance. And while we talk about international, how to connect the performance with internationalizations. Mostly, if we want to be internationals, or as we call, how internationalist are we? So we can put some of the standard. We can put some of benchmark into standard. And some of the standard we can usually work is about rankings. Why? Because ranking sometimes it's connected to the reputation of a university. Talking about reputation, mostly ranking talking about two things: academic reputations and employer reputations. Academic reputations is the performance of the university. Maybe in Indonesia we call it as Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, teaching learning processes, research, and community services. And then the other one is employer reputations. Why we are inviting some of the speakers from private organizations, from industrial, is because about this, the other part, the employer reputations. How the performance of the university creating some of the alumni that work on the employee, where they are working on it. So this part is some of the most important thing for Mr. James for explaining this first session. Please come forward, Pak James, to accompany me at front here. The second speaker is Dr. Eva Anggreni. She is the Director of Global Connectivity. May I please sit down? Of IBP University. We can learn from her about the best practices happens to IBB. How it developing the global context in IBB, how making IBB become internationalized, and then how to take the benefit of internationalizations that received by IBB University. These two things is combining. I met with both of them last year, discussing a lot about this one, and then we providing this global partnership to us to invite all of you to join with this collaboration, because as I said before, we are doing performance metric, we are understanding about academic reputation and employer reputation, and within on it, there should be collaboration among international actors to what we call, to elevate, not just rising, to elevate our level of internationalization. So I'm very glad for Pak James in here and Bu Eva to accompany me here and providing their insight, how they are working, how they are doing this business, and to share with all of you so we can hopefully got the benefit from this and continuing with some more collaboration upward. I think that's my first comment. For the first session, I hope Pak Po can provide the information. This is Pak Po, Pak James. He is the former director of Nanyang University in institutional statistics. Every time we heard about statistics, wow, that's heavy things, that's hard things, okay? But by Pak James, it's really insightful. Why? Because based on the data in Nanyang Technological University, he provide information, he provide data for the board of the university to make decisions about what he suggesting and the policy of the university. I think it's also helpful for the university. Here's the previous position. Now he's the director consulting in Click Education. His education is in National University of Singapore, but actually in the earlier of 2000 and I think around 2000, he was graduated in his BA and Master in Oxford University, isn't it? It's not mentioned on it. He's the graduate of Oxford University for his bachelor and also masters. Okay, and his expertise about research institutions, planning, data analytic, and strategic planning, and etc. And he will explain much more on it. That's the first speakers, which we're talking about performance metric, what institutions should know on rankings. The second one, Ibu Dr. Eva Anggraini. He is the Director of Global Connectivity IPB, and also lecturer in Department of Resource and Environmental Economics in IPB University. His degree, he finished his doctoral level in Humboldt University of Berlin. Oh, Humboldt University, that's such strong background of education. And her expertise is in coastal marine resource economics, environmental and natural resource economics, community-based resource management and policy development. Hopefully from these two speakers, we can have more explanation about what we should do on the doing this business. And Bu Eva will talk about internationalization and cross-border partnership because she is working on global connectivity. I think that's for our introductions. The next one will be presentation from Pak James. Your time was 30 minutes. Hopefully you can stick to the time, and I will let you know maybe 2 or 3 minutes before your time is end. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Dwi. Good morning, everyone. I hope my next 20 minutes or so will let you know how important is ranking. Next slide, please. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you about rankings. The first part is I'd like to share, Pak Dwi has explained what I do. For my experience in the last 15 years as Director of Institutional Statistics, I went through 4 presidents in NTU. While you are reading my biography, I tell you the story that I've gone through. So the first president looked at me and say, well, in 2008, the universities has lots of data. We are progressing to a research university from one that is mainly on teaching. There are a lot of schools being built, college being formed. We need someone to be the clearing house or clearing gate to gather all this data, make sure they are accurate, reliable, because the school can generate their own data. Different schools come with different data. So my job is to make sure that all the data are reliable, accurate, to be able to submit to various agencies like Ministry of Education, external agency, including the ranking agencies, even places like Economic Development Board, where they need data. So I gather all this data, ranging from student admission, the number of students coming every year to the university in various subjects. There are 40-degree program, undergraduate, postgraduate, 20, 30, even PhD. So there's a lot of data from the student, and I also do survey, all kinds of surveys, freshman survey every year, student experience survey, where we get data from postgraduate and undergraduate, what they think about the university. The chairman of the board of trustees, the president, will ask me, hey, have you done the survey? How many people responded? We need more than 50% so that we have a very robust finding. No point having a survey that has only 10% who respond, because that would not be statistically robust for them to improve the shortcoming. We even have things like not enough water cooler. And because of the survey that we have done, we tell the development office that, hey, there's not enough water cooler. Immediately, actions are done. So we do the survey so that we can improve the university for the student. Same thing for those postgraduate who are doing research. They come back and they say, Did the supervisor help them while they are doing their PhD? Where are the areas that we can improve? So we use the survey as an instrument to improve the university performance, not just for the university, but for the student, for the stakeholders. Now I need to sit somewhere because I need to see the slide. So that part there about what I do, survey is very important. At the same time, ranking came about in 2008. It became more important. So the university has to embark to gather all this data for ranking agency. My department or my small office was actually built to gather data, collect them, distribute data to other people. And now ranking came into the picture. I was thrown into the trench, to look into all this ranking because just now, if you've seen the slide, can we go back to the previous slide? Previous slide about my biography. If you can see it from far, maybe you cannot see, but I just want to bring a point that when I joined NTU, the ranking of NTU for QS was 174 in 2011. And in 2008, QS ranking was 77. And now, QS ranking for NTU at one time was 11, and now it's around 15 in the world. For THE, it's now top 30. That was a challenge I had, to look at data and see how the activity of the universities, by the professors, by the department, by the schools, by the various departments that deal with global mobility, student exchanges, as well as collaboration with other universities in terms of research. The setting up of various research centers in the university contribute to the ranking, and how the ranking has improved for us. So I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you all, but given the limited time, I'll try my best to aggregate some of the things, and hopefully the data that I'm going to share with you, as I mentioned, I'm a data man, so every slide I have is numbers, so bear with me, and stare at it a bit longer, and you can understand why it's so important. Next slide, please. Okay, as I mentioned, basically today I'm going to share with you how performance metric is used in my university in higher education to improve performance by using rankings through benchmarking that the data has provided in rankings, as well as the impact of these various ranking systems. Next slide. Okay, next. This one is just a disclaimer, because some of the things I may say, the data that I collected may not be accurate. So please forgive me if it's not accurate, because the data has been changing. The ranking system, every year, they do change and try to improvise some of their indicators. Next, please. Okay, this is my outline. First, I'm going to talk about the performance metric for higher education that typically would face or we've been asked to do. For my case in NTU, we got performance metric that we have to give to our Ministry of Education. Lots of it. Our quite variables. It could be 30 variables ranging from student admission, student graduation, to research grant, to even community work. We also need to give data on how many community work have you all done? How many times did the student gather trash bags in various places of Singapore to collect because you want to keep the Singapore clean? Or how many times did the student go to old folks' home to spend a time with the old folks' home? All this we are gathered and then submit to MOE. That's the extent of how data-driven they are. And if one year, I remember submitting something like, every year we have a few thousand of students involved in community work. how come this year is less than last year? Of course, you know COVID-19, the period where we have to drop down to 0, and they understand. But this to the extent of how much data we have to gather to give to our ministry. Okay, next one is I'll quickly share the global university ranking, the history, so that most of us will know how global university ranking come about. And then the implication of university ranking, like Park Dewey say, ranking can affect the reputation of the university. And I will share with you the situation around the world, how government look at rankings, and then the implication of this university ranking, and lastly, the various university ranking system. I will not talk too much about many because there are about easily 10. The key ones are mainly the 4. And then my conclusion. 10 minutes ready. So now, next slide, please. Okay, next. Okay. For those who are doing KPIs, key performance indicator, always good to get some quotes. In fact, someone mentioned about Peter Drucker, you know, all these people who talk about measurements and try to improve for the organization. So I put down a few, and I put those B to say that these are the important ones, the icon, the B icon. The first one, what gets measured, get managed. So this is true in everywhere. You know, companies, you have big companies, corporation, they measure data. What are the most important one that they have measured to give to the shareholder? Profits. Have I made profit or loss, right? And the next thing is how much revenue. Has the revenue gone up or down, right? Plus many other things. These are measures of financial stability and financial returns. And of course, the next one is what get measured, then you can improve. If you cannot measure how to improve, because there's no way of telling whether the things has improved other than providing a data or a metric. The third one is if you can't measure it, you can't improve it because you don't know what's the value. You can say, well, I think it has improved. You say, who are you talking to? You're talking to a shareholders who say, please, are you telling me your profit has improved when you don't have a value to show your profit? Right? So these are things that we have to bear in mind for cooperation, but I think increasingly the university has to pay attention to as well. Okay, of course, the last one is that, like I mentioned, without data, I'm just giving me my opinion. So how reliable is my opinion, right? So that's why we do a lot of surveys. Increasingly, even airport nowadays, the toilet, they have feedback. Immediate action if the toilet is not clean because someone has put a feedback. Of course, the other thing is the challenges of collecting performance metric. Not everything that can be collected counts, because sometimes you collect for the sake of collecting, but you don't know how to use it, and it doesn't mean to the organization. But of course, the other challenge, not everything that counts can be counted, which is very hard, and one of them is perception. Even doing survey has its limitation, because you cannot survey 100% of the population who went through the toilet or went through the student journey in the university. So you have to collect samples, and sometimes the reliability of the sampling comes into the picture. So as a statistician, I have to make sure that the data I've collected enough to be reliable for the survey result. Next, please. So from all this short code, what is something that is actionable? So I'll share with you 4 of these, which I think is useful for us every time when we think about all these performance metrics as well as ranking. A useful metric that is both accurate in that it measures what it says and align with the university goal is important. Don't measure anything unless the data helps you to make a better decision or change your action. Second one is measurement is the first step that leads to control, right? So, and it emphasizes that without measurement, you cannot effectively control or improve something. The third one is, and the fourth one is very important. This comes to action. Leadership means forming a team and working towards common objectives. And they are tied to time, which is true in everything. If you do any mission, it requires time, what to measure, which is your metrics, and your resources. So when you commit to a goal that you want, you must make sure that you have to allocate enough time, resources, and the metrics that you're going to measure. Then you can see the improvement, or the other way around, the deterioration. The last one is, for me as a data man, the key metrics of whether you have succeeded as a start, as an input indicator, is what fraction of your employees use that dashboard every day. So today, if you look around in the university, how do you know what's the status of your current metrics? You must have a dashboard, and you press a button, and you know, okay, we have improved compared to last year. Student admission, the quality of student, have you improved? So I used to tell the quality assurance for university, I say, what kind of data-driven organization are you in? You know? So I told them that for survey, every year I do survey for postgraduate, undergraduate. By the push of few buttons, you can tell which school, which college has improved in certain areas. Are they satisfied with the university? Not satisfied? Are their faculty giving good teaching feedback? All need to know. All the schools and chairs need to know for their own department, for their own individual college. Same time at the president, the senior management, they need to know so that they can improve the areas that they are weak in. If areas that have done well, you just monitor, right? No point improving when they are already done well. That's the max you can do. But areas that are weak, you have to allocate resources. And that's where surveys will pinpoint areas to improve. So performance metrics are done in my universities, not for sake of doing it, but to track metrics and look at areas that metrics are not doing well and allocate time and resources to improve it. That's the motivation from the point of why we spend so much time on getting all these performance metrics. Next slide, please. Okay, I just throw some performance metrics. I don't know how many of y'all look at metrics, but every year I have to do a lot. I submit to many government agencies, and sometimes I publish in my website. You go to Nanyang Technological University webpage, and then you key facts and figures or ranking. You will know some of the data that I provide to them. This group of indicator, I mean, the reason why we do it, I don't put it in the order of importance, but I put those Bs with a white paper is to say, get your attention. Some got one B, some got 2 Bs, and some got 3 Bs. For those who can't see the slide, I try to share with you. For those that's input indicator, like for example, enhancing teaching quality, improving student retention, not improving, the teaching quality, financial stability. Here I have a lot of output. The output one is assessing student success, tracking institutional performance, evaluating research impact. We have even boosting employment outcome. That means when the student graduates, do they get a job? In fact, that is very important because if you train a lot of students and when they go out in the market, they can't get a job, it goes back to us again and say, are we teaching the right skills and right knowledge for the student? That's why my job also do surveys for the employment. There are employment survey of undergraduate and postgraduate. After they graduate, when they finish the exam in their final year, 6 months, I will have to ask them, have you found a job? If you have not found a job, I will help them to get a job if they are seriously looking for a job. But if they say, oh, I'm not interested in looking for a job. I'm just taking a gap year. You know, I'm applying to go to do my Master of Science in Harvard or whatever. Then, okay, I'm not going to get someone to help them to get a job. But that's how far we go to making sure that the moment the students do the survey and they say they are still looking for a job, we in the university, I have a career office who have something like 20 staff with career coach to help them to find out exactly what area they are interested in and what skill they need to or how to improve their interviews. Of course, the others are global competitiveness, accountability to stakeholders like the board of trustees to make sure that we do our fair due diligence and so on. But the key one, I think, looking at this slide is, hey, it's like a corporation. It's not much different from a company like banks. Today, if you don't have a financial stability, you cannot do all this. So, money is important, even to running an institution, whether it's a privately funded institution or a government institution. Next, please. This is a performance metrics that I put down. There are 4 slides. I'll just quickly go through that help to measure and improve performance. Of course, you got different type. You got student type. You got community internalization, which is in the next slide. And I put down the metrics, the definition and purpose and indicator. I will not go through one by one. I just flash it for you all to see. And then for those who are deeply involved in all this management of the university, all these are important. You need to track them. You need to know, has it improved? And not only that, the drill down. I give an example. Number of students per faculty. We use this for ranking. Ranking always asks, hey, what's the number of students per faculty that we have as a university? But gosh, I tell you, when I collect data from all the schools, or actually the HR system will have it, because the HR will assign which faculty go to which school. Is it from School of Arts and Design, or is it School of Engineering, in electrical engineering, or civil engineering? I have all this data, and I drill down. And from there, you can see which school has less faculty. And because there are less faculty, there are more, the student to faculty ratio has increased, which is not good. We have to put emphasis and say, hey, this particular school, please increase your number of faculty. Without this number of faculty, your students will not have enough teachers to teach them. So these are indicators that help them. And it's not just an aggregate figure, but also the drill down figure for us to act. The rest is things like completion rate, which is important because you want to get a feedback whether how many students have completed a particular course. And all these are important because then you know whether the completion rate is up to the acceptable standard. Oh, okay. Sorry. So this is one slide. Next one, please. Okay, this one will talk about internationalization, diversity metrics, community engagement, which I just now mentioned. Our ministries are interested, so I have to submit to them. Next, please. This is where the resources come in. If you don't have these resources, you cannot attract good faculty, passionate students to come to your universities. Things like good facilities, even to the extent of water cooler, right? Because in our universities, it's a big campus. We try to make every toilet area to have a water cooler so that they have clean water to drink, right? They nowadays, a student bring their own water bottle. Because of this going green, we don't give them plastic bottles. So they have their own containers and then they collect the water themselves. Okay, finance, which is important. They need to have enough money to get from grants and so on. As well as we do track the cost of student. Because if the cost is going up, we have to increase the school fees. Otherwise, someone will have to bear the burden. Next one. Next slide. This table will show, these are very tangible outcomes that will improve the university to the various stakeholders. The first one, research output. For those who are research-intensive university, they have to have this outcome. So they need to publish good papers, good publication that attract high citation. Later I can elaborate, some of the problems that we have. If you publish a paper, you don't get citation, it affects the university ranking. How much? It can go to the extent of 30%, right? Now, student satisfaction, which I mentioned, I do the survey for the student every year. And based on the feedback, which area we have done well, which area we have not improved. But if the overall satisfaction dropped by 5%, the management is worried. Sometimes even 2%, they'll be asking me, hey, what's up, what's happening, is it significantly different from previous years? Of course, the employment rate and the alumni engagement, these two is very important. You have to treat the student well so that when they graduate as alumni, they remember the positive event or experience they had. But after leaving, you still have to keep them in touch with them because we need them to evaluate us. So, not only that, also we have to look after their continuing education so that they remember us not just as a university that asks them for donation, but also to help them to serve their career as well. Next. Okay, so that's about performance metrics. Now I'm just seeing the interaction. What does ranking help in these performance metrics, right? Right now, you're all sitting there with your different hats. Some of you are probably in international office, some of you are in education mobility, some of you may be in the research office, How does partnership and collaboration globally help you in improving ranking? So a quick one, I just let you all have a feel of how the history started. It all started somehow in 2003. Shanghai Jiao Tong, a university in China, decided to do their ranking for the world. This is the first global ranking. Earlier on, 1993, United Kingdom already have their own league ranking. That means they rank their university within the country. The US US News, they do their college ranking in 1983. The league ranking in UK, they did it in 1993. This is 2003. I was trying to get a feeling of why they do it, and I get a sense that it was the president, Jiang Zemin, those in China, decided that they have to have a vision to improve the education standard and the quality of research from the university. So somehow, because Jiang Zemin is connected to Shanghai Jiao Tong, he's an alumni of Shanghai Jiao Tong University. So from there, Shanghai Jiao Tong University initiate this ranking, global ranking, to compare themselves with the rest of the university in the world. So of course, starting they were not doing very well, but now they are doing pretty well. I just flashed a slide, all the details. Go back to the slide again. I will not go into the, this is the first one.
Sorry, but unfortunately the time is over.
Okay, so I just flashed this quickly. Next slide, please. So later the QS came into the picture in 2010, but actually they were in partnership with in 2008, 2006 the time with THE. And then later you got US News. I think you can see this quickly. There are so many subject ranking, broad subject, as well as ranking around the region. Next, please. Next slide. So these are the comparison. For me is that at the end of the day, what matters is the indicator that matters, the weighting. So my takeaway for you all is that when it comes to ranking, the first thing you ask is, what are they ranked about? What are their indicators? What kind of metrics they use? What are their weighting? You can't run away from all this. They must have a weighting. Okay? So QS has a list of weighting, but in short is, I would like to share the difference between all the others ranking is that QS do employer reputation and academic reputation, and that one has a high weighting. So which means that you have to treat the student's employer. You got to be connected to the employer so that the employer know what are the students doing. When they hire them, they must assess are the student doing a good job or learning a good skill from the universities. THE is more research-centric, as well as data-centric as well, because they ask a lot of data. They even ask income data. Income not just for research, but also for the institution, as well as from the industry. Next, please.
I think your time is over. We can continue on the question and answer sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the last 2 minutes. So next slide, please. So these are the ranking with the other agency, the Shanghai ranking and the US News. Next. Okay, these are the 2 slides I have, very important. The implication of university ranking. I hope you can see the words are pretty small, but I just like to share with you, recently, not just the proliferation of international ranking system, but even government like Vietnam has published and said that they want to achieve in 2030 at least 5 universities to be in the top 500 in a various ranking system. In UK and in Hong Kong, more attractive employment visa are given to students or graduates from the top 50 or top 100 universities based on 4 ranking system: QS, THE, Shanghai Jiao Tong ranking. And recently in Hong Kong, they also considered US best universities from, world best global universities ranking from US News. So all this has an effect. We cannot ignore ranking, and because ranking in a way affects the reputation of the universities. And my view is that it's important that we have to take a pragmatic approach as a team in managing ranking and their effects in a very efficient and effective manner. If the whole team go in different direction, the energy will be wasted. It's better to be aligned with a common goal, with common system to track the metrics. Next, please. Okay, next, these are all the various ranking which I just want to flash it to let you know which are the things that you have to bear in mind when it comes to the rankings. Next, this is a methodology.
I'm sorry, Paul, because we have tight time. So
okay, I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, next, can we have a big applause for Pak Po? Because actually the material of Pak Po is so many, and then you can scrutinize the information during the Q&A session. Please start to type your question in Slido, so hopefully you are not forget the question for him. And next is for Eva. She is the one who explaining the implication of global rankings to IPB, the policies she developed, and then the most important one is the international exposure that received by IPB this time. Thank you. Time's yours.
Thank you very much, Pak Dwi. Thank you for inviting us, IPB, to this forum. This is really an honor for us to share our insights on how internationalizations in higher education should work, and how IPB promotes internationalizations and in order to strengthen global reputations. And the most particular things is that to create more impact. So I give the title of my presentation, Internationalization of Higher Education as a Driver Toward Sustainability. So please, next. I would like to outline my presentation. So first, allow me to introduce a bit about IPB, and then I will come to the main idea. What are the motivations? What are the background? The importance of sustainability, and how the key roles of internationalization in higher education and sustainability. And I would like to share some of the lesson learned from IPB, and then yeah, perhaps there are some takeaway message. Next. Next, please. Yeah, I don't know I don't know, maybe some of you has already know IPB, or IPB located in Bogor, in West Java, not so far from Jakarta. It's about 1.5 hour or 2 hours. And our main campus in Ramaga. Hopefully some of you has visited us at our main campus in Ramaga. But our old campus, it is in the heart of the Bogor, just next to Botanical Garden. It is in Baranangsiang. So I would like to welcome you, all of our esteemed participants or audience, to visit us in Bogor. Next. Yeah, in terms of, I just want to continue a bit about what Prof. James was explained us before. He's telling us about the metrics, and it is very important to understand the metric, to have the metrics and to understand the data. And yeah, it is, I'm working on the World University ranking at my university, so have some kind of responsibility to coordinate our faculties, departments, and other units, and managing the data for world ranking system. So, yeah, IPB strive to increase the performance, of course, and in order to really enhance the quality of education, enhance the quality of research, and to create more impact. And yeah, we are currently in the position at 426 ranking, and we are top 50 in QS ranking by subject of agriculture and forestry at the global. So, and we also participate in the THA, of course, and also in THA impact ranking. And I think these are rankings, of course, not our objectives. This is not what we would like to solely achieve, but it is some kind of what we call implications, yeah, for what we are doing at the university. So this is not our goal to be ranked globally, but by participating at the ranking, we know our positions and we know how to improve our targets. Next. And this our campus populations, our students is about now is keep increasing, soon around 35,000, and with the faculty members around 1,400. Next. And we have 9 faculties and schools, and IPB grows, becoming comprehensive university. We are well known as a university which core mandates in agriculture, marine, and biosciences, but now yeah, we are growing, and we establish new schools, and also we establish new faculties such as Faculty of Medicine, School of Data Science, and School of Engineering, in addition to our former faculty, which we have from agriculture to marine. Yeah. Next. Okay, so why sustainability is very important. So we know that since I think before, like we are now at the era of SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, where the target is this SDG has been set up until 2030. Next, please. And now sustainability becomes more crucial because of many global disruptions that we are facing now. So, for example, like we have been dealing with climate change issue, and still, of course, in the future, we will be dealing with climate change issue. How to tackle the impact of the climate change, and how we can reduce the the impact of the climate change. And of course, one of the other thing, we are also facing the situations of industrial revolution, where now we are in the era of Internet of Things, AI that has been mentioned before. So we cannot avoid this progress, very rapid progress. So we have to be what we call live in these situations, and we cannot reject it, and how we can do it, or how we can use this technology smartly. I think this is what the most important now in the situations. And I think in higher education, this also affect greatly. And of course, COVID, and not only COVID-19, but we are now also preparing for the next pandemic. So there is a lot of work that has been done also currently in preparing how we cope with the next pandemic, which may come in the next in the future. And of course, the geopolitical situations now is also really make us worry, and particularly now we are now has been maybe discussing about Trump effect, not only on the geopolitical situations, but also it affects a lot our higher education research and development, and of course it affects also our collaboration with universities from the US. But of course it should not be a barrier. I mean, like it is a challenge. So we are now thinking how to cope with such kind of effect. So these great disruptions requires transformations, resiliency, and sustainability. Next, please. I refer to the latest report on the SDGs. So this is just to give us an idea and I would like to link this later to the university business process. So we are now in the almost like 5 years to the end of the SDGs, because it will end in 2030. But after 10 years, since it is established, the SDGs, currently at the global, we only reach 60% of the SDGs targets. So the remaining are still in the stagnant or showing the limited progress. So this is a really a big concern for the global society, of course, because SDGs that has been promoted, has been what we call implemented, or we have a lot of indicators of SDGs, but still we are not really successful in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. So I would like to highlight one of the points in this report, that global challenges require global cooperation. So this highlights that cooperations, international cooperation is really matters in order to enhance our efforts in achieving sustainability. And sustainable development remains a long-term investment challenge, and reforming the global financial architecture is more urgent than ever. And the other one, because they also highlighted the importance of food security and then land system, particularly that because we are now in the situation that the really food security is really a big issue. But the thing is, because the development of the SDG number 2, this is like off track. So we need to really think about how to accelerate the achievement in this food security. Next, please. So as I mentioned before, that global to cope with the global disruptions, global challenges, we need global cooperation. So I would like to highlight the key roles of internationalizations of higher education to achieve sustainability. When I'm talking about internationalization, doesn't mean only international office. So this is a university-wide roles. But we know that now in every element of university requires collaborations and requires international collaborations. Next, please. So from the report that I mentioned before, so there are some recommendations that will be some kind of support our thinking that what have been established and have been promoted at IPB in the last more than 7 years. So here I would like to mention that there are important recommendations that are really relevant to universities, to higher educations, and it also highlights how international collaborations is really matter. So first, that the report strongly recommend that the SDG agenda should remain in the core of global cooperation in 2050. So it means that in the next 20 years after the SDGs end, so they strongly suggest that the agenda of the SDGs still becoming the global agenda. And of course, financial is the most important, but finance in education is the most important point that they are highlighted. So the most important investment is of all is education. So with higher educations and supportive business and regulatory environment, many other things follow. This is kind of a hypothesis: improved technologies, better decision making, healthier and more satisfying lives and green economic growth. And enhancing the multilateral governance technology risk, because now we are in the development of the cutting edge technology, but we are aware that not all this advanced technology are used for the sake of the people, for the global society, but it can be also used to harm the global society. So this we need some kind of global regulatory framework on how to regulate the development of the cutting edge technologies. And then of course, in terms of enhancing research and development, we need support not only from private sector, which may be focused on the profit orientation, but we need also support from the public in financing R&D. And enhancing education for sustainable development, it is really a core point as well. Next. Next, please. I would like, because of the time, I would like to share some of the experience that we have been pursuing at IPB. Next, please. So in terms of internationalizations and doing business process at the university, of course, we are framed with the strategic planning. So I think at every university have their RPJP, something like strategic planning for the long term or for the mid-term. So we also in IPB have set up our long-term strategic planning. So at 2045, we aim to become a techno-social entrepreneur university, which excels at the global level in the fields of agriculture, marine, and tropical biosciences. I mentioned before that we established new faculty, new schools like Faculty of Medicine. So this Faculty of Medicine has a uniqueness because we would like to integrate that human health with the environmental health and animal health. Because we are experiencing COVID, we know that COVID comes from the environment, comes from the animals, but it affects a lot our lives. So that's why our Faculty of Medicine really put emphasis the integration of human health and animal health and environmental health. So in order to achieve our vision, we built a dynamic and agile international cooperation system. And this aimed to strengthen academic research, innovation, and community development fields, to strengthen leadership in the region of Global South, and to achieve SDGs. So we set up our strategic planning. So we put also highlights for each year. So in this year, for example, we are now in the 2025. IPB set up a mission to become entrepreneurship, to set up, to strengthen the entrepreneurship and value creation for community and industry. So for each year, we have the a title of, let's say, of a title that make us like put more efforts on achieving these targets. So like next year, global engagement becoming our theme or our topic, so that it will be more efforts on enhancing global engagement. Of course, we are now already in the phase of the, in the situation of engaging globally. Next, please. So what is entrepreneurial ecosystem? So this ecosystem, IPB put a lot of concern on innovation and entrepreneurship, because we believe that innovations will have impact on the society and the economy, but this should be supported by entrepreneurship. Otherwise, it may not create more impact. And we put emphasis also in social entrepreneurship. So this our ecosystem. So I would like to highlight it. We have two pillars, like technopreneurship and then socialpreneurship. So these two pillars, we set up several, what we call it, two main platforms as well. So I'll explain later. So this technopreneurship, empowering science, technology, and innovation to the economic growth and industry, as well as to create equity. And socialpreneurship aim for empowering innovation for social transformation through assistance for farmers, fishermen, small enterprises, and etc. So within these two pillars, we establish excellence, human resources, and excellence innovations. And of course, these two main core resource, human resources and innovation, should be supported by ecosystem. We have primary ecosystem, of course, education and studentship, research innovations, community empowerment, and we need also supporting ecosystem, which is really, really important as well, like from human resources, adaptive human resources, accountable finance, smart and green infrastructure, ICT, and agile organization and sustainable collaboration. So we integrate this primary system and supporting systems in a one strong concept. Next, please.
Excuse me, you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, I will try to make it. How many minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. So this, I would like to highlight where is the internationalizations. Internationalization is not only the role of the international office. So international, we put ourselves, my office is direct global connectivity. In informal time, we call it international office. It is not us who work, but it is all of elements at the university. So within the ecosystem that we set up, we have a science as technopark, which manage the innovations from coming from research into the commercializations, but we also have innovations that are addressed for the community to answer the problems of the society. So we also set up our community learning center. And of course, these are two pillars. They are originated from research and innovations, and we link them with the industry and market. And here, in this ecosystem, I would like to highlight with the yellow, but we do strong collaboration with many partners at national level and also international level. So these are various elements of partners, not only universities, but also communities, local government, national government, industry, research centers, NGOs, philanthropic institutions. We do collaboration with all of these partners nationally and internationally. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. So what are the current situations? So based on our ecosystem, of course, we keep enhancing our global partnership because we know this is becoming more important. We do a lot of research, educational programs, and also community developments with not only with our national partners, but of course with international partners. Currently, it's become more and more. So we have currently we have more than 600 active MOU from 58 countries. And we have prominent partners from the top level universities. And our partner categories also coming not only from university, company, foreign governments, and also international NGOs. And one of the things that I think consortia is really a good platform to participate and to enhance international collaboration. So we also very active at the international consortia, which dealing with research and education. Next, please. Slide, please. Yeah, so from the entrepreneurial ecosystem, we have our Science and Techno Park. We have this Science Techno Park managed startup center, and then business development, commercialization of innovations, and also we facilitate matching fund for many researchers with industries. Next, please. And for the community learning center, what we have village government school, we have program Dosen Mengabdi Pulang Kampung. So Dosen Pulang Kampung means every lecturers are encouraged to go home, but not only to visit their family, but to bring the innovation, to bring the knowledge and science and technology to their own community. So they are facilitated by IPB. IPB provides some fund for our lecturer to return to their home to educate their own people. And then we have Tani and Nelayan Center, and we have Sekolah Peternakan Rakyat, which has been also adopted in many regions across Indonesia. And One Village, One CEO is our flagship program for the students. And also we established Agribusiness Technology Park. Next, please. So in order to do this, to set up, implement this entrepreneurial ecosystem, of course, we need also data. So we do also talent mapping for our students in order to understand what they want to do, what they want to become in the future. So we understand that most of the students would like to become entrepreneur, like more than 43%. And 41% would like to become professional. Not so many wants to become bureaucrat or PNS, like with only 10% to become bureaucrat, and only 6% wants to become academicians. So it means like it's shifting now. I think if it was us when our period, when I was still young, maybe everybody would like to become bureaucrat. So this is the main thought of our generation. But now it's shifting. Our young generation would like to become entrepreneurs and to become professionals. So IPB provide channels to this. So we established our CEO school, and then to facilitate them with our program, One Village, One CEO, they go to the village working with the local community, local enterprise, and they build the economy. Next, please.
I'm sorry, your time is over.
Okay, that's just one question. I would like to highlight that within the One Village, One CEO, we not only do like kind of studentship program or community engagement, but it brings innovations coming from the university to the local community. So while bridging these innovations with the local community, would like to create more impact. So I think because of the time, I stop here and would like to continue with the discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you please give a big applause for both presenters? We have about 14 minutes for Q&A, and can you please open the Slido so we can see the questions during waiting for the Slido presentations. I have a linkage on both of presentation. At first, Pak James says about the creativity of the academia in the university, and then what is explained by Bu Eva is the IBB creativity to work on internationalizations. That's the linkage between those two presentations, and I think it's really helpful for us and providing some of insight of it. Can you please open the slide up? Is there any questions? But actually, we have some of matchmaking session after this. So if you want to continue to collaborate with the speakers in here and on the previous sessions, I think that's a good opportunity for you to have a more discussion, not only the talk show sessions. Yeah, it's still working. And I just want to express what Bu Eva said, because we have met before, and as long as I know, based on IPP reputation on the ranking, especially QS, there are so many universities with has a higher level of ranking, as we said here, it's about 24, who come to IBB. And they ask for collaborations. During the collaboration, if we talk about performance metrics, if you do some of collaboration, especially on research and etc., you need more, not only one institution within your group of, maybe if you write an article or doing research and everything. That's the thing that why collaboration is part of the most important one during this era. And like Bu Eva said, collaboration is the way to create global cooperations and to face the global challenges. So that's the thing. Also, I think it's inspired us more to work. And also said by Bu Eva, and mostly this happened in Indonesia, internationalization is not the work of international office, but it's the work of the whole of university. The idea, the thinking, and everything, it should be internationalization, not just left and put the burden into the international office. International office mostly is work about the international activities in the university mostly. But developing internationalization is the work all of the university elements. That's also some of the insight we can have in this presentation. Okay, can we open the slide now? No questions? Okay, maybe I think there is a question. Do you have a question? Let me see, because I can't connect. Oh, sorry. Okay. Actually, there are 3 questions. The first question is from Ms. Wulan from Indonesia. Could you give us tips and tricks how to receive the Wood VCU rank? Thank you. I think it's for Pak James. The second one, to Bu Eva, could you explore about agile modern management that's shown on slide? Thank you. And the third one, question to Pak James, is there any difference between KPI and performance metric to measure university ranking for vocational university polytechnic? Maybe Pak James, you can answer on the screen there, on the TV. The first and the third question is for you, and the second one is for Bu Eva.
Okay, to answer Wulan, the question is, could you give us tips and tricks how to receive the WCU rank? Are we talking about the academic research world university, the ARWU, the one organized by Shanghai Ranking Consultancy? WCU is world-class university. Am I correct? Okay, if you're referring to that ranking agency that initiated by the Shanghai Jiao Tong University, the criteria they have is very stringent. They are looking at Nobel laureates. They are looking at Nobel laureates from their alumni as well as from the alumni as well as from their staff. And that's around 40%. Then on top of it, they are looking at, not citation, they are looking at publication. How many papers you publish in Nature and Science, the high-end journals, Nature and Science, as well as publication from Web of Science, which is Clariot. On top of it, they are also looking at highly cited researchers. Those who have published papers have highly cited. Maybe I can have the slide, please. So I'm talking about this. That's where, for more details that you want to ask, you can go through with me and Simon Yeo. Simon Yeo, can you stand up? Yeah. Because we provide opportunity to share with you through consultancy services in areas like such rankings, and then how to benefit from such rankings. These things like QS, THE, and Shanghai Jiao Tong, as well as this US News World Ranking of universities. Can I have the next question, please? Can you go back to the Slido? I have a slight problem with the questions. The Slido questions, please. Yeah. So I continue with the next question. The ranking question. Yeah. Is there any difference between KPI performance metrics to measure university ranking for vocational or university or polytechnic? I think we use it very loosely. I mean, KPI is key performance indicator. Performance metrics is actually a bigger group of performance metric, but from all these performance metrics, which are your key ones? Sometimes we use very loosely. Indicators and metrics are about the same, right? Because metrics, you always think that it must be a numerator and denominator. For example, you get, let's say, return of equity, you know, it is a metrics. But you can say profit, you know, by itself is also a measure, but it's just a known denominator, it's just a number. So referring to the rankings for vocational university and polytechnic, right now the global university ranking is mainly for universities that provide degrees, bachelor degrees and above. Polytechnic, if you are issuing diploma, so far my understanding is they have no such ranking system yet for diploma. Maybe within their country they may have their own league ranking for polytechnic. But as far as I know, even in Singapore, we don't really publicize all this ranking among polytechnics. And of course, in UK and US, a lot of them have transformed their polytechnic to university. So actually, the moment they are considered university, they are actually participating in the global university ranking provided by Times Higher Education and QS. One great example is Hong Kong. Hong Kong used to have polytechnic, but they upgraded themselves to become university, like City University of Hong Kong. You know, they used to be a polytechnic university. I hope I answer your question.
Okay, next question maybe Bu Eva, because our time is about to finish in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I would like to respond question from Ibu Dewi about agile modern management that I highlighted before in my presentations. So if we think about university, we may see like a vehicle. So we know that vehicle, the size matters, and the size also influence the speed of the vehicle, right? So if we compare like sedan, ya Bapak Ibu ya, and bus, we know that sedan is very much agile. They are really fast and very slim. And the bus is very big, and maybe the speed is much lower than this car. But as university, we keep growing. So the size is growing, keep growing. So how to make the university keep on the fast track? Of course, management as a locomotive should be very fit, right? So we consider this management is really important. So that's why IPB put strong attention on management structure. So of course, to set up this management structure, it's greatly support with the digital technology. So within all the platforms of our governance at the university, it is supported by the digital technology. So it allows us to understand about our situations in the real time, maybe not particularly in the real time, but in the shorter time, so that we can make a decision, the right decision in the right time. So this is what we believe about the agile, because we understand that now the disruptions coming from many aspects, and it also comes in a very short time. So many disruptions that we are facing now, we have to be able to cope with these challenges in the right time, and of course we should not take so much time to make decisions. So by establishing a solid governance structure at the university and supporting by the infrastructure such as digital technology, it allows us to make right decisions and at the right time. And also, in order to make it more concise, like now some of our faculty has been transformed into school as well. So changing from faculty to school, it changed also the governance structure, the organizational structure of the faculty. So it becomes more efficient as well. So this is what we are now keep doing. So we understand that this becoming organizational structure is really matter to bring the university to become more adaptive and fast runner. So it means like if you are now already in the global society of the higher education, so I think there is no way that we should be in this arena, and to become in this arena, we should run faster. So that's what we understood about the agile modern management. I hope this can satisfy Ibu Dewi. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, there are about 8 questions open, but the time is over. We don't have any time more because we have to proceed to other session after this, especially for lunch. So It's a great opportunity for me to moderate both of you, Pak James and Bu Eva, and thank you very much for the audience for their attention. And I won't make a conclusion about it because it's over there. It's in our head to discuss about it with ourselves, and then for us, we can continue to discussing with Pak James and Bu Eva during the lunch session and also matchmaking sessions. Can you please give a big applause to both of them? And for me as the moderator, I'm very sorry if I'm make some mistake or inconvenient situations, but thank you very much. I give the time back to the announcer. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend our deepest appreciation to our remarkable speakers, Associate Professor Paul Hekem and Dr. Eva Anggraini, for sharing their perspectives, expertise, and experiences during this agenda. A heartfelt thank you as well as to our moderator, Mr. Dwi Harsono, PhD, for skillfully guiding our today's agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude this session, we would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to our speakers for their valuable contributions today. And to show our appreciation, we would now like to present the tokens of appreciation to Prof. Paul Hekem and Dr. Eva Anggraini. We kindly invite our distinguished speakers to come forward to receive the tokens, and Professor Dr. Muhammad Buri Triyono, we would like to invite you as the chair of the 2025 Global Partnership Forum to the stage to guide this special moment. The first one, Prof. Paul Hekem. Give applause, ladies and gentlemen. Second one, Dr. Eva Anggraini. All right, Prof. Buri, Prof. Kim, and Dr. Eva, we would like to invite you all to remain on stage for a group photo session. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are announcing all participants that the committee now is displaying the QR code for program book. Once again, we are displaying the QR code for program book, so you can scan the QR code shown on the monitor or screen to access that. So please. All right, moving forward, regarding Professor Ramir's presentation in talk show session 1, we are now displaying QR codes for further information For those who may still have questions, they should have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking a lunch break. Please enjoy the meals provided. And for your information, the lunch distribution area is located to your right side. And you may head over there now, and it is permitted to bring your meal back in this main room. And our committee members will now assist in directing you to the designated lunch area. We kindly remind everyone to return to this main room by 1:20 p.m. as we will continue our agenda. And after this, we will have the institutional showcase. All right? At the back, there are two centers, namely MAU Center and Showcase Center. So, dear all participants, you may visit the two centers. Right, thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Bapak dan Ibu, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a very short break. Actually, we will have around 45 minutes. For those who need to have a prayer room, kita ada di sisi utara ruangan ini, in the northern side of this room. Ada musola, nanti teman-teman LO, the liaison officer, minta tolong beliau-beliau yang akan ke musola untuk ditemani. Dan untuk makan siang, Ibu dan Bapak ada di sisi sebelah timur, disilakan untuk makan siang terlebih dahulu dan kembali ke ruangan ini. Seperti itu, terima kasih.